What's up, guys? Today I have my friend here. He went 10-0 with Marco this week, right? 10-0? He went undefeated both locals.
Yeah.
And I just wanted you guys to show you guys the deck profile, what he did, and yeah, just tell us what your leader does and why you picked to play this deck.
All right. So Marco, the GOAT, sexy Marco. He's great at clearing board. You know, you draw one, place one on top, bottom, -2K to something. Amazing effect. We want to take advantage of that, so that's what we do in this deck.
And do you go first or second, by the way, most of the time?
Most of the time, second. There's some curves that you want to go first. Like if you're playing against Lucci, honestly, first is pretty good because then you can KO their Jack on curve once you get to 9 Dawn with leader effect and Rayleigh. But 99% of the time, it's second. So we'll go card by card. First card here. Izos, just your searcher. There's actually a 1-cost blue searcher event that I would rather run in place of the Izo, just because with that event you can place the rest of the cards on the top or bottom of the deck, so it's great for setup, and then you don't whiff like your Rayleighs or your Sanjis and stuff like that. But I am running Jozu in this deck, so the Izos are perfect for the Jozus. So cool. Yeah. Next, going to our 2Ks. 4 Otamas. These are fucking insane. They're not searchable, but in matchups like Bonnie, you need to have one in hand for the top end, because if they drop a Zoro on you, you need an Otama to be able to remove it. Otherwise, you're just fucked. Same with like if they drop a Dofi, you know, you need an Otama to remove that sort of stuff. Next, King Do, just a 2K, searchable 2K, that's all.
You never play this guy?
Unless I have nothing else, like no other target for the 5-cost ace, I'll play that. But barely ever played, maybe once.
Cool.
Jozu, you want to keep that in hand. It's just another 2K. You want to keep that in hand over the King Doos though, because they do have rush, so it's basically like a 7/7 rush, just like ace if you do the math. But barely ever play that as well. Another 4-cost. This is a target for the 5-drop ace Atmos. These are actually really insane. They're a huge tempo swing against black if they play down a Lucci or if they play down a Kuzan. Instead of trashing, it goes back to hand, so they can't really effectively Moria it. Just stuff like that. It's a really good tech card. And another target for 5-drop ace. It's a huge tempo swing on your 6 Dawn turn. Put this to the top of your deck with Marco's effect, and then 5-drop ace into either 4-cost Marco or 4-cost Atmos. Huge tempo swing. It's a great card, underrated for sure.
Reveal 2 cards that include Whitebeard Pirates, and then you can return a 4-cost relic. It's pretty good.
Insane. Next is the 4-cost Marco. This is your bread and fucking butter. This thing is insane. In most matchups, black, you want to have at least one of these. 2 is perfect. Playing against BY Luffy, you want to at least have 2 on board, because you know they have the 5-drop Luffy,
the rocket ship one,
and the rocket ship one that could just pop it. So you want to have a fail safe in case they do have that, because they need to play that and a Sabo.
Yeah.
And having them have to play a rocket Luffy is really good for you, because it's 1 less body you have to worry about every turn.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane card. Absolutely insane. In matchups like Bonnie and Dofi or any blue, really, it's not as required.
Yaoi Marco.
Because Bonnie has Hody, they just rest it and everything like that, and then blue has Gravity Blade, so it's not right.
How are you? That's good. You're good.
Next, just 2 puddings.
Boo.
Yeah, the 2 puddings are just, I mean, it's pudding, right? Like,
do you play it often?
In certain matchups. Like BY Luffy, I mean, you kind of have to.
Are you mulliganing for this card into specific matchups? Or
honestly,
do you
no.
Like, no?
If I draw into it, I draw into it. If I don't, I don't. It's really not a big deal. The deck holds its weight, you know?
Yeah. Cool.
Can I look?
Yeah, you can.
I'm saying this.
Next, this is another huge tempo swing card. This deck, the way I built this deck is you really want to go wide. I found that clearing through swinging into lower power is, in this format, much better than trying to KO through like events or you know, like the standard Fire Fist that you'll see in most lists and stuff like that. And this just fucking gets you there. Like, this is insane. huge card. Your 6 on turn and your 10 on turn are your tempo swing turns, and that's because of this card.
You can summon multiple bodies, right? Reveal one, target top of your deck. If it's a 4 cost or less, it'll wipe your power, you summon it, and then, ooh, that's pretty good.
It's nasty. Next card is 6 cost Jozu. This, again, comboing with the Izo. This card actually fucks so hard. Like, I wasn't a Jozu believer when I first built the deck, but then I slotted it, and just in so many matchups, it just destroys. Like, in BY Luffy, it's
just about the
insane.
6 cost or less.
It's crazy. It's a 6 cost. It's a 7k power. So it's a swinger still late game. It's absurd. Great.
And then you can also like bounce back your puddings.
Yeah,
Dude, that's actually kind of broken.
you could bounce back puddings. You could
Bounce pudding and then putting them again.
if you wanted to, you could bounce back your aces and then play another ace combo. It's not really recommended,
Yeah.
but
You want to just use your Yuto cards? Yeah, like Otamas and stuff for sure.
exactly. Yeah, you can Otama on 7 Dawn. You can Otama instead of leader ability.
Yeah.
Swing into something.
And then
bounce
bounce
back.
back.
Otama.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Next is 3 of the 7-drop ace.
Ooh.
This card is situational, but in the situations that it's useful, it is literally like the best card in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Insane board clear. Rush is crazy. It's great into pretty much every matchup. Not really much to say else other than that. It's a Sanji target as well. It's just absurd. It's
Cool.
great.
Oh, the infinite Marco blocker.
Yep.
I hate that card.
All right, and then the next 4 of is Rayleigh. This card's pretty obvious. I mean, everyone knows why you run this card.
Yeah. Just double reduce and
Double reduce. You kind of want to see this in your starting hand, just because it's insane into every matchup. In black, you really want to see this card just for Jack. It's like the easiest way to KO Jack, other than an ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Not much else to say other than that. Other than it's just insane.
For sure.
Next is 2 of Dragon. These are, I would say, the most removable cards. Like, you can tech in other stuff other than Dragon. I like the Rush. A lot of people play the 9 cost Whitebeard.
Yeah.
I think it's a little too slow, because in a 4-life leader, like in this meta, you kind of need to be fast.
Yeah.
And Whitebeard doesn't really do much for you, other than give your leader plus 2k. It usually gets removed anyways. But yeah, Dragon. Pretty good. If you play it on 8 Dawn, you can
Put it on your leader.
Put it on leader, use leader ability. So
Cool.
not bad. Next, 4 of Sanji. This you can cut down to 3. I mean, everyone knows why you run Sanji in this deck. Works well with
For the leader effect?
Yep. You can cut this down to 3 if you want. You really only need to see 1 per game to get that huge tempo swing. Maybe 2 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But again, you want those 4-cost Marcos on board, and you don't want to override them. So having 2 combos of this sometimes does that.
Yeah.
Late game, your board is flooded. Like with this deck, the board is always insane at late game with this deck.
Cool. You know these are getting treasure rares
Are they?
in OP-08?
I did not know that.
Yeah. It looks kind of sick.
I haven't seen them. You have to show me.
I will. All right, and then your last cards are.
The Pilafs. So not many events in this deck. Again, you want to go fast and you want to go wide. I don't run the 5-drop Marcos, so I don't really need many events.
Yeah.
Sanji's Pilaf is just great.
strong.
Yeah. So the strategy with this deck is early game. You want to be searching. You want to be digging for your stuff. You want to have a bunch of card draw and everything like that. Mid game is the 6 Dawn tempo swing with either Jozu or Ace, and board flood. And then late game is more control in terms of like KO with either the 7-drop Ace or the 8-cost Rayleigh. Yeah, that's the general strat.
Okay. And then you said, what would you tech out for the 8-drop dragons?
So I want to run these. I think they're shit, but they seem like a lot of fun. And I feel like against BY Luffy, this card is actually fucking like absurd.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a Marco on board, they can't swing with anything except for their leader. So it's like a free turn basically.
Free freezes and a 10-12.
And a 10-12, exactly.
That's pretty broken.
Yeah, I don't know what other matchups it'd be great in. I mean, if you can survive against aggro decks, like, and you drop this on board, you just kind of stun them for a whole turn. So
Okay. What do you think your worst matchup is?
Honestly, red yellow Sabo is horrible because of the plus 2k. Like it just destroys your curve.
It just makes your leader do nothing.
Yeah,
Just makes them normal.
Yeah, makes them normal basically. And then what else? Basically any aggro. So Calgara is fucking horrible. Like
Yeah.
that's
Because they just spam the board. They go
they
wide.
spam the board way faster than you can.
And how about Doflamingo?
It's iffy. It's honestly not bad because he can't really use leader ability. Otherwise, you just clear or get all of his cards out of hand.
Okay.
So right now, at least, maybe 8.5 that changes.
Yeah.
But it slows him down because he can't use leader ability.
Yeah. And are you gonna take this to the San Diego regionals?
No, I'm a for fun player.
Wow. All right.
For fun player.
Thank you for the deck profile, buddy.